Donnie B. GotDaBeats.
Good evening, everybody. It's Donnie B. Got the Beats. We live on the latest edition of The Beat. You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I try to find y'all the dopest talent, whether or not you heard of them or not, and give them the opportunity to share their stories. Tonight, you're not going to be disappointed, as always. You know what I mean? Because, again, everybody that bring on here is dope. But this young lady, man, I guarantee it's going to be interesting, and it's definitely going to be really, really fun. Without further ado, for those that know what time it is, it's time for that glorious intro, y'all. Here we go. So, you know how I get down, ladies and gentlemen. Donnie B is always in the streets. I'm always out and about, but you never see me though. I'm always behind the scenes, right? But nonetheless, it is what it is. I'm moving, I'm shaking, I'm in the rooms with people, and I'm bumping, rubbing elbows with folks. Shout out to my cousin Chop Bay. Chop threw an industry event a couple weeks back. It was in the hills out in Calabasas, man, and we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. And while I was there, I met this young lady and her family. And they're some of the dopest people I've met, like hands down. Definitely great energy from them all. But this young lady was all about the business, and that struck me. And and again, I don't try to age anybody or look down at anybody in any kind of perspective. But when you meet somebody, and you guys know, as I always say, how people speak. It tells you a lot about the people that you're sitting across from. And I was struck by this young lady. Her poise, she had like Tom Brady poise. It was crazy. But I was like, I gotta have her on a show. Mom's approved. So we out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, I gotta present to you singer, songwriter, dancer, Adour Jordan. Miss Jordan, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I keep telling people I got to bring the little horn. Pew, pew, pew. I got to do that, but I don't have one. But you know what I'm saying? If you get the horn, you be like pew, pew, pew. Thank you. So, but all is well on this side. How are things for you? Everything cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Pleasure to have you on, and we're gonna get straight into this thing really quick. Okay. All right. So before we get to the first question, make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe. Adour Jordan on Instagram. I got her Insta math right down at the bottom. ADOUR_Jordan. Make sure you follow her. Make sure you support her. And like I said, let her know that you in the building, man. If you tuning in, excuse me, I don't know. I was getting excited or whatever. You tuning in. Make sure that you send a chat in the comment section so she know you out there and know that you support her. But now it's question time. Adour, this is a typical question on the beat. And I always like to start with this because I think this is a really good question. Because how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you're at? Right? Okay. First question is, I want you to tell everybody in your words, and this could be in the grand scheme of the brand, or it could just be you just letting the world, because this is a platform and a springboard for you to tell the world exactly who you are. But I want you to tell people in your words, just who is Adour?
Well, Adour is a 14-year-old girl who loves to sing, act, dance, and overall just do anything that makes her happy. Because I feel like life is too short to always live in the negatives. Adour is also a family team. Everything that I do is supported by my family, which I love, love, love. They all have my back. And yeah.
I did not tell y'all how she put her words together. She been here before. She's been here before. But nah, like you said, that definitely struck me as far as your poise, the way you present yourself, and like you said, the family dynamic. It was very much present in the building for sure. And like I said, I travel a lot, so being able to see that and feel that and sense the unity and stuff. I mean, even you had the top dog. I mentioned grandmother there too. She was right along with everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is a blessing, and I definitely hope and pray that that unit stays strong through what's to come, because the industry is pretty tough, and I'm sure you already know that and experienced that. But we're gonna get to that, because I want to ask you your experiences with regard to that. But first guest in the building, Alan Williams, my homeboy. So you got somebody all the way from DMV, from DC, North Carolina. I'm sorry, not North Carolina. He gonna shoot me. Georgia right now. Shout out to my brother Rez. He said blessings, kings and queens. And definitely, he said if he's on, that means he was interested in these tuning in to you too, Adour. So he here for you as well. Next question, Adour, is growing up in. Could you let everybody know where you grew up and what it was like for you to grow up there? And I mean, and by all effect, you're still growing up to an extent, but I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It's just like at the end of the day, 48. But describe what it's like. You know what I'm saying, and where you're from, and what adversities or what kind, difficulties that maybe you have to kind of circumvent in order for you to still operate at such a high clip.
Well, I grew up in Inglewood, but where I live, it's not too much going on. And also where I live, there's not a lot of support. So it's really hard for me to go around and tell everyone that I am a singer and a dancer and an actor when nobody actually wants to support me. Like even at school, I feel like people at my school want to make fun of it instead of hopping on the bandwagon and just supporting me, because I feel like I would support anyone who was in my.
How does that make you feel?
Honestly, there has been times where I felt like giving up. I'm like, what is the point of going on when there's no one who's going to support me? But then again, I do have my family, so they help me to keep pushing.
Right, right. Um, it's interesting that you say that. To put it on Front Street, I'm 45 years old, and I've been in the music industry, in or around the music industry since I was around your age. Because my dad was in the music industry; he was a music producer and an instrumentalist as well. And I gotta say, I've at every corner and every turn, I've encountered uh, unsupport, if that makes sense. So it's part of the dynamic of the rite of passage for you to keep pushing through, and it chips away at you. It makes you that much more stronger once you really start to get the accolades that you deserve. You know what I mean? So definitely keep that in your mind, as you keep pushing through. And I wish there was some way for me to say, well, I'm sorry that you had to endure that and you won't ever have to, but it's part of the game. But like you said, your family dynamic and the people that are closest to you that believe in you, and like they all showed up in numbers for you, and you didn't even perform there. That was crazy. I was like, yo, they're here, and they're like, that's support right there. I can't even get my own damn family to come out. Sorry, can't even get my own family to come out and support, and I'm actually performing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But support is in the building. Just make sure you keep your head up with that. You know what I mean? Next question I want to ask is, when did you discover your talents for entertainment? And I said entertainment specifically because, like you said, you're not just a singer and a songwriter; you're a dancer as well. You present. I've seen, the videos on Insta and stuff like that, and you know what I mean. So you have a presence, a complete and total presence. So when did you discover you had the talent for entertainment overall?
Well, I've been singing ever since I was really little, about 2 and 3. But I didn't realize I have a talent for singing until I was about 8. But actually, I never even got into singing until I got into acting.
Okay.
I think probably my first job was a Walgreens campaign, which was when I was about 8 or 7, and it just opened the door really. So once I got into acting, I was like, hey, entertainment in a whole is just so much fun. So I realized that I can incorporate my dancing because I already do that. I dance around and I do silly dances with my family all the time. So I found out I can incorporate my dancing and my acting and my singing all together. And ever since then, now that I'm 14, I've just been doing the most, trying my best.
Well, you're doing. You know what I mean? You're not trying. You're doing. You know. So I mean, if you wouldn't be on the show if you weren't doing. So kudos. With regard to, like you said, you getting your first acting job on the Walgreens commercial. Was there some, or did you have like a coach to help to coach you through that? And if so, would you like to name them, or did you just have raw God given talent and you just walked on the stage and just blessed them, and the rest is history?
Well, I did take acting classes from Betty Bridges, which is Todd Bridges' mother,
Okay.
and she has been helping me ever since I was about 3, all the way up to until she retired. And I feel like all my preparation from her classes really helped me for that first job ever. It was an experience too. It was so much fun.
Well, if you don't mind, tell us about it. What was your first, like, walking in and, the lights, the people, what was the dynamic?
Well, actually, I didn't know about much that was going on because, like I said, I've never been on set before. So it was just amazing. When we first got there, we left late at night, got there early in the morning. And I was just like, why do I have to wake up so early? Like, can't they just wait for me if I'm the star? But it was just so much fun. Once I got into wardrobe and everything, I started feeling comfortable because when I first got onto set, I was really shy. I didn't
Hmm.
talk a lot, and I would see like the other kids who were also working on the campaign. They were very active and they talked a lot, and that just wasn't me. I was very quiet. But then as we started going on in the photo shoot and I started talking to more of the cast members and the other kids on set, I got really
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. No, so were you pleased with the outcome of the commercial? I mean, obviously seeing yourself on the screen, you had to be elated, but were you pleased overall? Now that you're a lot more experienced in entertainment, and you're, like you said, you're older now, so you have a better understanding of how to put the productions together. Or looking back on it, were you pleased, or things you thought you could have done better? Like what is that critique?
yeah, I was pretty pleased. I mean, the staff was amazing. Everything was great.
Okay, well, good, good. So I guess the next question would be, so this is another run of form question, but I'm going to preface it by saying this is subject to change because we already kind of talked about it a little bit. But question is, how did you get into the music industry? So how I'm going to fix that is, like you said, you started in the music industry by way of getting this this opportunity. But was there a significant moment that happened that the light went off, and next thing you know, you're like, hey, you know what? I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, and I'm awesome. So what was that like? How did that come about?
Well, ever since I was little, I've always had the toy instruments. I had a piano, guitars, and I would always write like silly songs, but I never thought they were like anything until my first day in the studio. I recorded 2 of my first songs. One of them is on YouTube right now. It's called Famous. And ever since that day, when I walked out of the studio, I was just like, Mom, when are we going to go back? Like, when are we going to record more music? And it was at that time, it was really hard to get me out of the studio.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's an interesting story too. For me, my first time in a recording studio, there was a recording studio about a half a mile to a mile away from my house, and this was, I'd say I was about your age. I was 15, and once I knew it was there, I used to just walk every Saturday. I used to work at a pizza place with a friend of mine, and we would just go and go to work on the weekends and save up our money, and then on the off days we would go walk to this studio, and it was just the coolest thing. Like you said, it was just, I want to do this. It was fun. It was cool to hear yourself back when you get we were back in the day. We had little tapes, you know what I mean? I know that's probably, you're probably like, what is that? But we had the little cassette tapes. And we would just listen back, and we're so proud of ourselves. So I can only imagine that that's how you feel. Um, with regard to spending time in the industry now and being a presence that, like you said, you have stuff on YouTube, and I know that this age this generation is a lot more adept at handling um, screen, being on the screen because of Instagram and social media and so forth and so on. So I want to ask you, in your opinion, how do you tackle celebrity? Because people have to see you at some shape, form, or fashion. Like you said, they may not support you, but I'm sure they've seen you do your craft, especially with like the commercial and all of these other big things. And I'm pretty sure there's plenty of other ones that's going to be covered for sure. But how, in your words and in your opinion, how do you feel that you tackle celebrity?
I don't really talk about it too much. At school, I never bring up my music or anything like that. Outside, I do post sometimes. Sometimes I rarely post, which I need to get on, really. And I just let people find out on their own.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a place, and that's definitely a tactic. I mean, I'm like that with.
I kind of,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I kind of just like keep my lives separate.
I mean, you definitely have time for that. At some point in time, you do understand that rubber's going to have to meet the road, or you're going to have to kind of merge them, right? But you have all of the time in the world in order to get there, so that's definitely understandable. Trust me. Like I said, being a former, well, I can't even say a former, but being an entertainer myself, I get and I understand why you feel that's necessary. Do you? How do you tackle the, like? I'm sure you have friends that do it too, and maybe they have, let's say, 30,000 followers, and you have, maybe I only have 10,000. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, how do you deal with that, and how does that make you feel?
I don't feel like it's a big deal. Following, yeah, I don't feel like it's a big deal. I don't mind if my friends have a bigger following than me, to be honest.
Okay,
It's not a bad, yeah. I just let my talent speak for myself.
I love that. I love that. That's awesome. That's a really good answer. Really good answer. Okay, okay, okay. Now, while on this journey, while you're establishing yourself, at this point, what are or have been or has been your biggest obstacles, excuse me, in establishing yourself?
I would say pleasing everyone else, you know? Sometimes I'll record songs, or I know this one time I was written a song, but I didn't like the song, but they were trying to push it onto me, and
Hmm.
it really wasn't what I wanted to do. So I have a big thing with pleasing others.
Do you feel that that is a positive thing, or is that a negative thing, or both?
Um, I feel like it's both because I feel like there are ways you can please others but still please yourself.
Hmm.
But then that's what I'm learning right now too, because I used to be such a big people pleaser. I used to do things for my friends even though they don't want to do things for me, and it was just never vice versa.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I have Adour Jordan on my podcast, and it's amazing. I'm trying to tell you, she's awesome. And like I said, you can hear this. She talks slower than I do. And I mean that in a great way because I talk fast. I'm like motor mouth. I got about a mile a minute. And so people like, can't shut you up. But she talks so focused and so poised. I love it. I love it. I swear. And I wish my daughter would talk like that. My daughter talks like me. She's just like her dad. Can't shut her up. Whatever. Anyway. Um, Make sure you like and subscribe, follow Adour Jordan. She's on Insta. I got the Insta math right at the bottom. She's on social media. She's on YouTube. Make sure you check out her singles, or videos on YouTube as well. Make sure you do that. And like I said, feel free to chime in and chat, just like Alan Williams did, just to again show that you're here and show her that you support her for sure. Um, without further ado, we're gonna get back to it. Who and or what were your biggest inspirations at this point?
Like I said before, my family.
Mhm.
But not only that, I have a lot of celebrities that I look up to. I listen to a lot of bands and groups and artists. I love just random artists too. Like none of my artists go together. I listen to all types of music. So I listen to people like Tyler the Creator, Cali. I even listen to K-pop. I listen to songs in Vietnamese, and I just like learning about other songs.
Good. Now, when you say learning about other songs, what is your criteria? What do you like to learn about them? Is there like do you listen about the song construction, the melodies, the harmonies? Like what specifically do you listen for?
I would say the lyrics. Lyrics are a big thing for me. I feel like they're not just words put together to rhyme. They're they can really inspire somebody. And that's also a big thing for me. I want my lyrics to be able to reach another girl or little boy out there.
I love that. I love that. Now, I have an off schedule question. Off schedule means it's not on my list. Because you say that with regard to other young boys or young women that appeal to you based off through your lyrics and your verbiage and your words. What what would you say Adore stands for to them?
Um, a big role model, somebody whose music they can listen to at any time and it'll change their mood. Someone who is at the same wavelength as them, basically. She feels how they feel.
Okay, okay, I love that. I love that. And I don't know the pronunciation, but hopefully I get it right. Get a Life Astrology says, "Hey Adore, watching from Washington D.C. Your friend Miss Z." Hey man, DMV in the building. So that's my hometown too. So we got DC in the building, ladies and
Keep
gentlemen.
watching.
Definitely make sure, like I said, keep showing her love, man, because she's an amazing soul. And I'm just speaking about Adore for sure. Make sure you like and subscribe, follow her on all social media. But right now, I have her Insta math down as Adour_Jordan. So make sure you like and subscribe and support. In your travels, what would you say up to this point is one big myth about the entertainment industry? And what I mean by that is there is a lot of people who have preconceived ideas about the way they think the entertainment industry is, but most of the people that have these thoughts and ideas haven't put in the work, such as yourself, or been on a set, or been in the studio. So what is a myth that you like to share with people that you discovered that is just truly like either it's preposterous or maybe it's something that's true actually?
Well, I want to say a lot of people already say that, but it's a lot of hard work. There's long hours, and there's a lot of people who also like to criticize.
Yeah,
And one way you have to keep pushing. If it's something that you really want to do, you have to know that it's okay, and those are things that are gonna happen. And for me, it was kind of difficult because at my younger ages, I was like, why do I have to spend 5 hours singing in practice when I could be somewhere else? And then I realized it clicked finally. I realized I have to work hard if I want to get anywhere.
right. Yeah. Um, so I was in when I was in high school and I was in bands. One of the principles that our teachers taught us was how you practice is how you perform. And you're not going to perform well if you don't practice well. So all of these things come into place. I'm glad to hear you say that. It's definitely it should be the foundation for your career. It'll make you it'll turn a regular person to a great person, or a great person to a superstar. So just make sure you remember that. But you already know. I told you she's been here before, ladies and gentlemen. I love all these answers, man. So before we get into your song, current aspirations, projects. What are you currently working on that you like to share to people that may not know what you got cooking?
Well, I think I have about two new songs coming out. Or is it actually I have a lot of songs that are coming out. But we're on the verge of releasing this new one. It's about never giving up, basically. And sorry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna be performing it at a New York show. And I just can't wait because I need you all to hear the lyrics. It's amazing. My team that came up with it, we all sat in the booth for hours working on it. So I hope you guys all really enjoy it. I have other songs that have features and other stuff like that coming out. So please, please, please watch out for it.
And like, make sure you do pay attention because I'm sure she has plenty of good stuff coming down the pipe. But we definitely gonna get to the song that we have for today for her, and she's already got the invite to come back on to share some other stuff as well. And her and the team already know that, but we gonna hammer that home anyway. So the song that we have today, which is the current the exclusive feature, we gonna get to in a sec. I just want everybody to know what time it is. It is time for that exclusive feature. As I said, check this out. So the song that we have for Adour Jordan is called "Already Won." So "Already Won" is I took a listen to it. We're gonna listen to it again, and we're gonna discuss it, how it came about, and so forth and so on. Now, before we get into to listening back and talking about it afterwards, I want you to tell me as well as everybody else, how did this song come together? What was the process like? Did you work with somebody specific? Was there a specific music producer? Was you know what I mean? Did you like you said? Did your team just sit with you in the gym and while you in there shooting all day? You know what I mean? You straight Kobe Bryant it in out here. You know what I mean? How did everything come to play?
Well, my team worked together
Mm-hmm.
to do everything, the writing and everything. We worked for hours. And again, it's the song I'm gonna be performing in New York at the Overflow Takeover.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I love the song. When I was recording it, I wasn't too worried about my vocals. I am more worried about the lyrics
Mm-hmm.
because this song is kind of like a rap, and I'm not a rapper. I'm a singer. So I really tried my best, and I hope you all enjoy it.
I love it. I love it. And again, would you like to name, like I said, anybody producers, anybody that mix engineers or anything like that?
Um, no one that I think I can name.
Not a problem. Okay. All right. No worries at all. Without further ado, we're gonna pull this up on the side so people can take a listen to it. And the song is called "Already Won" by Adour Jordan. Check this out.
Been through the fire, I'm a hellraiser. No ticks in my watch, but game time like I'm trailblazing. I'm the headliner, y'all just cut in line. Y'all just putting words together to make something rhyme. You microwave just cook fast, I got an oven mind. At God's speed, I'm at the right place at just in time, which means I'm just in time. Clutch the Bible, it's my time to shine. Don't worship idols, I'm the queen I sent to cut the swine. Now play the chorus, tell me if I'm lying.
Already won, ladies and gentlemen. Adour Jordan. So, Adour, first of all, the Green Acres line had me. I ain't gonna try to hold you because that was one of my favorite shows back in the day. I ain't try, but again, being 45, you know what I mean. But I got the bars right. Again, lyricism is everything, like you said, and it shows that you definitely pay attention to the craft. Um, I want you to talk about the concept. Obviously, it's kind of understood exactly what you're talking about, right? But in your words, I want you to put it in a like paint the narrative and paint the picture because that's what we as artists do is paint the picture for people to be able to see. So if people had a question about what it was and they really just kind of was stuck on stupid about it, in your words, how did it come together and what does it mean to you?
I would say winning in a whole. It could be in anything, in your career, in your education, etc. So yeah, it's just about winning in general.
And everybody should feel that way, right? Okay. Love it. Now listening back to it, how do you feel? Like you already won.
Um, I love the lyrics. I love everything about it. I love the concept behind it. I love how much time we spent on the craft, and I don't think there's anything I would really change about it. So yeah.
Love it. Love it. I'm trying to tell you, Tom Brady poise. Tom Brady poise, man, is ridiculous. Okay. All right. So, in a change of pace in this platform, I have what's called a segment, which is called Hot Topics. These are random questions that's designed for people to get to know who you are through these random questions. It's nothing really crazy or anything like that, but most people have a lot of fun with it. You down to play?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Check this out. Ladies and gentlemen, I got Adour Jordan. And we about to go to Hot Topics, y'all. Here we go. So we have Hot Topics, ladies and gentlemen. And Adour Jordan has accepted the challenge. With Hot Topics, Adour, we have a series of questions that are designed for the viewers to get to know who you are through these random questions. Keep it light, keep it fun. If there's any question that maybe you don't know the answer to, that's totally okay. You don't win anything, you don't lose anything. But I definitely want you to be real, and I want you to have fun with it too. Okay. And like I said, again, if there's something you don't want to answer, feel free. Don't feel like handcuffed that you need to answer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think this is going to be interesting because I mean you have a perspective on these questions that I've never had on this podcast. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to hear what you got to say. First question is my favorite though, and this question is a staple. I've done this for every person that's been on since season 1, and we are season 7 now. 20 episodes per. So what I'm saying to you is, this is fun. 3 things you didn't know. What's 3 things that the world does not know about Adour Jordan that you'd like to clarify, or 3 things that they just don't know about you?
I don't know.
Hey, see?
I put my whole life on social media. Um,
Maybe they get it wrong. Maybe what you put on social media is like, that's come on, y'all. That's not what I was saying, or that's not what I was doing.
I travel a lot.
Okay.
And when I travel with the whole crew, as always, mom, brother, grandmother, everybody.
I love this family dynamic.
I think I said this before. I listen to a lot of songs in other languages. So
You didn't say other languages.
Yeah.
You just said other different genres, but
yeah.
Okay.
So I listen to songs in like Spanish. I listen to K-pop. I listen to songs in Vietnamese and stuff like that.
Okay.
One more.
Yep, you got to.
I binge watch a lot of shows on Netflix.
Okay.
So many shows. Actually, my shirt is right now from a show that I got. I watched it the first day it came out, and I saw that they had a collection at Forever 21, and I ran to get it. But
Okay.
yeah.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that one. Luckily, you in unlocked that question or hot topic, so we're gonna get there. Okay. Next question is what they say. Now, this is designed for people because I've had people from California, I've had people from DC, I've even had people from Italy, Ghana, the UK on this show, so forth and so on. And so, this question is designed so that for the viewers out there that's never been to where you're from, what's some words or some slang or some lingo, as it were, that when people are in your neck of the woods, you hear this, they know what time it is. So why don't you educate the people?
Oh, you ate that up.
Oh, okay,
So basically, you ate that up is like you did a really good job. I would explain it like that. Yeah,
okay.
you ate that up, or like devoured. It's like I know there was this meme think last year
Mm-hmm.
where it was like this person was like you ate and left no crumbs. So ever since then, like everyone has been just taking from that. We've come up with things like you devoured, you ate that up, and just stuff like that.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Anything else you want to share? Because that was I'd never heard that one. That's the okay, but you delivered it too because you had a little. You hit with this little Jake too, like you ate that up, like okay.
I think there are two more.
Okay.
There's Slay,
Slay. Yep, familiar with that one. I think.
and then there's always It's Giving, la la la. So basically, we use that when we're comparing two things that are like the same.
Okay.
So yeah, like I say, like your outfit is giving The Rock, basically, and then I'm comparing your outfit to The Rock.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you just say like give the all right, jabronis. I'm giving the rock vibes, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is. Thank you so much for sharing. This is awesome. So you're doing an amazing job, right? The next one, this one is a little more vague. This one's called "They Ain't Got No Award for That." Now I'm gonna try to keep this one a little straightforward because usually I like to leave it vague to see what people go with it. But let's just say for you, what is something that you would like to call attention to that maybe it's an act of heroism, something that you've seen in social media that you thought was amazing that nobody ever talks about, but something that goes unclaimed that you'd like to call out to say, hey, you know what? Ain't got no award for that, but that person ate that up. See
I
what I
would
did there?
say those spam accounts that post really inspirational quotes for others to read, because sometimes they just pop up when you need them the most. So yeah, they need an award for taking time out of their day to find those quotes and post them.
I love it. I love it. Inspirational quotes too, and you're right because it'd be like a Tuesday. It'd be like, man, I don't feel like going to work, and then you just see that you go on Instagram, we'd be like, okay, and they'd be like, work is amazing. You should just go. I made that one up, and you're like, you know what? All right, inspirational quote, well taken. So you're right. They ain't got no word for that. I'm with you on that, 1,000%. All right, two more hot topic questions, and then we're gonna get back to the rest of the interview. And again, like I said, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, you mentioned this early on in Hot Topic, so you know I got to get to it. Netflix, what? What's on your visual playlist that you watching that you like to call out that you like? Hey, y'all need to check this out. It could be either a TV show, it could be a movie, but it doesn't have to be just Netflix. It could be Hulu, Disney Plus. It could be anything. Just it could be a documentary. It could be anything. But visually, what would you like to recommend?
Um, I watch a lot of thrillers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So something I would recommend is Mother. It's an
Yeah.
amazing show. I'll name a three:
Okay.
Mother, Sweet Home,
Okay.
and why did I say I would name three? Ooh. Okay, wait. Mother, Sweet Home, and I actually don't know.
It's okay.
Many.
No Stranger Things or nothing like that.
No, I don't watch Stranger Things.
Okay, I'm not shaming you for it. I'm just asking, But okay, cool. We can do it too. That's awesome. Totally fine. Now this next one, because you already kind of got into this one too, and this is my playlist popping. What's on your audio playlist that gets you inspired to write, inspired to get you with when you get that combined with your quotes, the words of encouragement that you be like, okay, we out here working, and we out here slaying, right? So what's on your playlist that you like to call out that you want people put people onto?
Well, anything by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yes.
Right now I like his song United in Grief. It's amazing. Anything by Tyler the Creator. I like his song Answer.
Mm.
It's amazing. But I like Cali Uch's Roses. Her writing is amazing too.
Okay. Well, look, you made it through the hot topics. You did a really good job. It's actually the people that just actually you'd be surprised how many people butcher this part of it up, and it's like it's supposed to be fun. Like, what are we doing? But you did a really good job, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I have singer, songwriter, and dancer Adour Jordan on the podcast. We about to get to the third leg of this interview and the final leg of this interview. But before we get into that leg, I definitely want to make sure that I keep calling back to it. Here's her instant math at the bottom, Adour_Jordan at Instagram. And she doing that, boy. Make sure you like and follow, subscribe. Let her know you out there and you support her. 1000%. Okay. So as we go into the last leg, these are more topical questions, not serious, but kind of serious. Okay. I want you to explain, because I have my stories, and I know you have friends that have their stories, and I know you know what I'm saying. Like you said, you've been coached by some people that's been around the industry for a very long time. Todd Bridges' mom. Todd Bridges. I remember watching him when I was way younger than you. On TV. So I want to know what you feel. What are your thoughts on today's entertainment industry, how it moves, how it treats people, maybe your age, or just treats people overall? Is there anything that you would like to discuss or just call out, or maybe you just have some very basic thoughts, generic thoughts on it?
I would say it's very iffy. Some days the media will love you. Some days they're eating you up, tearing you apart. Sometimes those with real talent get thrown to the bushes, and sometimes those without talent is praised for their talentness, which I don't really understand. There's so many underrated artists that people can be listening to, but they're listening to all these other artists who don't make music even compared to these other artists. So
yeah. That makes me upset too. you ain't never like, it's like, man, are you kidding me? That guy, But if I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't mean I'm hating. I just don't like it. It is what it is. But I feel you on that. All right. I want to ask you, in your opinion, how important is social media to your brand and the success of your success as well as the success of your brand?
Well, I feel like social media is a big thing. So either way, if I wasn't posting on social media, nobody would know anything about me. Even if I was posting on just YouTube, my music videos, I would still need to promote them somewhere. So social media is really important to things like my clothing brand, which I don't think I have talked about yet.
You have not.
Oh, okay. So I've been working on this clothing brand for a while, and they're shirts to encourage young women, and they are beautiful. Sleeves are amazing, and I'm pretty sure I posted a few pictures on my Instagram, but not too much because I don't want to spoil it too much. But
Okay.
yeah, social media is a big thing.
Now, this apparel brand, does it have a name that you would like to get everybody hip to, or you want to keep that a secret as well?
It's called Adour brand,
Okay.
which the name sounds a little, but don't worry, we're gonna get that together. But yeah, it's called Adour brand. I have shirts, hats, pants, and I've sold a few things at small little get-togethers and stuff like that. But I haven't sold anything online, so I can't wait for everyone to see everything.
What's the what's the target? What's your core audience?
Um, Anybody and everybody. Right now, I only have girl shirts to empower girls. I have sunglasses with rhinestones and stuff like that.
Okay.
But hopefully soon I'll get stuff for the men.
Well, when you do, let me know. I wear it on my podcast, man. Well, as long as they got the sprinkly things, outside, I can't. But you know what I'm saying. But if it's nice for men, I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna support the boy for sure, for sure, for sure. But I love that. I love that entrepreneurship. I keep telling y'all, man, get on the train before the train leave the station. This young lady out here moving. Um, this is a tricky question, but I definitely want to hear your answer because your team has done a great job of aging you to a point as to where you are very wise, right? So I want to ask you, how do you feel you have paved the way for young talent or talent that's coming up behind you?
Well, I feel like it's much easier. I feel like years ago, if I had started just a little bit younger, it probably would have been just a little bit easier for me. But at the same time, I am growing up, and as I'm growing up, I don't want to be seen as a charity case just because I'm young. I want people to listen to my music because they can relate to it, relate to the lyrics, and they love the harmonies and melodies and stuff. So yeah, I feel like I paved the way just a little bit for those younger artists because now it's easy to write songs for little kids and post it online and everyone loves it. But for a 14-year-old, little different.
Indeed, indeed. I honestly I can't imagine what it'd be like. Being a teenager at this time. It's bad. We didn't have cell phone. Well, we had cell phones, but our cell phones look like I don't even have the. This how our cell phones look. Our cell phones look like this. And you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them still had cables on them. If you were lucky enough to have one in the car, you know what I mean. I didn't see it. I didn't own my own cell phone until I was 19 years old. You know, so yeah. Anyway, back down memory lane. Anyway, great answers, great answers, and like I said, I figured you would be well prepared for that answer. I want to. There's two more questions, actually two and a half more questions that I want to ask. Uh, you already just mentioned about how you feel you have paved the way for young talent behind you, but for aspiring talent overall, not just younger people, because there's people out there that's my age, your mom's age. There's people out there, your grandma's age, that would still, that are just jumping into the industry and making success. Matter of fact, my brother-in-law's or my little brother's wife, her uncle plays the janitor in Abbott Elementary, and that was his first acting gig. You know what I'm saying? That's his breakout role. You know what I mean? And if you've seen the show, you know, you get what I'm saying, right? So, with that being said, what advice do you have for aspiring talent as far as people that are just really trying to emerge to become a inkling of the success that you are?
I would say to just be yourself, either they like you or you don't. But to pretend to be someone else isn't going to get you far. So always remember to be yourself. Never get lost in this industry because there's a lot of that. Young talent gets lost and don't know what they're doing, and they end up bumping at the end of the road. And I'm hoping that my career goes on for long. This is something that I will love to do forever. And as long as you know you love to do it, continue to do it.
If you don't mind me saying, I love that answer. That's an amazing answer for a 14-year-old, and I don't want to I don't because that can come across as a backhanded a comment towards you, and I don't mean it in that regard. I mean that as they should be lifted up because I say the same answer, but I use a different term, and I tell people all the time, even like at mixers like when I met you and your family. And they're they ask me questions, and the biggest thing I tell them is that, you know what, to be in this industry, you have to be unapologetic. That's the word that I use. Unapologetically yourself, like you said, be authentic, but don't be scared to be. That's I think that's the trade off between your choice of wording and my choice of wording, because there's only one you. Even if you have kids, there's only one you. You know what I mean? And in order to stay afloat in this industry, you have to be a beacon, and the only way you can be a beacon is to be true to yourself, so that people can find you in the darkness. If that can make sense. See what I did there? I kind of paint a picture.
Yeah.
But again, it's cool. Kudos, because you gave a very, very, extremely mature answer for people that are aspiring. I stand by what you say, and I guarantee that you are absolutely bullseye with it. So kudos again, team. Good job, team. Good job, B. So, like I said, I got one and a half more questions. I definitely want to ask, and this one is a very, very, very important question. Not advice for aspiring talent, but this question right here: how can people learn more about you? Now, marketing is everything. Just like you said, I got a clothing brand. You said everything but the name. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, just as important as the name, or just as important as your name or what it is that you do, you have to let people know where they can find your product. So, how can people learn more about you? Where can they find you? And put all that math out there so they can contact you, contact your team, contact and just support you.
Well, you can find me everywhere at Adour, ADOUR_Jordan. Everything is that. Everything is Adour Jordan. My YouTube, my Spotify, my Apple Music, everything. Shout out. I'm trying to get my label together called New Generation Music. I want to sign younger artists so that they can also find their way in the music industry. Because I know there's a lot of things that are done wrong to kids in the industry, and that's a big thing for me. Protect the children. So yeah, everything is Adour_Jordan, ADOUR_Jordan.
I love it. I love it. Man, I told y'all, ladies and gentlemen, man, listen. She's been here before, man. This is ridiculous. But I'm a fan. I think you have something, and you just keep pushing in the direction you headed. You got that kind of. Do you watch basketball?
Yeah.
So do you know who Jimmy Butler is?
No.
He plays for the Miami Heat. He plays for Miami Heat. He's their superstar.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Miami either. But the reason why I say that is because obviously they're going to the finals this year, and he single-handedly pretty much carried them throughout the season to the finals. And I just feel like you have that kind of personality that you can just will everybody along with you to do whatever it takes to win. And I love that about you. I think you got nothing but the green light to be successful. So I'm definitely going to watch with great interest and just see how far you're going to take this thing. I know it's going to be a really, really far destination that you're going to achieve. Seriously. No problem. Now, the half question I have, and I want, it's not even really a question, it's more of a statement. Any shout outs, anything that you want to call out, anything, this is your platform right now within this moment of time. I want you to, like I said, shout out, say, give back to anybody, just anything that you want to say right now that maybe you forgot at this moment.
I want to shout out everyone in my family, my supportive team. I want to shout out Overflow for inviting me to her show to perform in New York, which I will be there June 9th, the Illflow Takeover. And I want to shout out you for bringing me onto the show. Thank you so much, because you didn't have to do that.
Well, we do, because I find a dope talent. You're a dope talent. Like, hello, but no, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's an honor. It truly is a privilege to have you on. And like I said, because I get to be able to say, when you way up there, I'm like, she was on my show. I saw it before everybody else did. Because that's what I do. I find a dope talent. Anyway,
Oh, more shout outs. I do want to shout out Adour brand, my
Okay.
brand, everything that's coming out soon. So please watch for that. I also want to shout out every chocolate girl that looks like me. We're doing the best we can, so stay in there.
I love that. It's so thoughtful, man. Like, it's just, I'm giggling because there's just like there's grown adults that don't even come across and say that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just so socially aware and just so it just the package, man. So kudos to you. Look, without further ado, we are at the end of our time. I am thankful and appreciative to have you on the show. You are more than welcome to come back anytime you have a new release, anything you want to share to people. Obviously, the format will change a little bit because by that time, people will have heard of you already, at least on this platform. So, questions will change a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it will be a celebration of you, and it's always a celebration of you. You are now officially part of what I call the Beat Club. So anybody that's been on in the past 7 seasons and the seasons going beyond, because I got plenty of people that's booked right now, booked going into season 8, clear. Anytime you want to come on, just reach out. We just a matter of me lock you in, boop, and you already know what time it is. If you guys hang on for a second, for a little bit after the show, once we get offline, I just want to wrap some things up to know what the next steps are, so you know what the next steps are and understand where the checks and balances and stuff like this after this. Okay, cool. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, singer, songwriter, dancer, Adour Jordan. It's been an absolute pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you, like I said, like and subscribe and follow her on all social media and check for her, because you know what? She eats these things up. You dig what I'm saying? So without further ado, I got to transition to my outro. I'm Donnie B, got the beats, man. Listen, we have man, it's gonna be a busy couple weeks for me because I have people from Feisty Fest that's gonna be coming on. Hopefully I get overflow in real soon. I gotta work. I gotta have my people call her people, because she's equally as dope and as busy as Adour is over here. But Shay Summerlin, she's the CEO of Print Models and Print Model Agency. Oh, this thing is frozen. There we go. Without further ado, like I said, we are at time. It's been a pleasure, as always, to bring you the talent that I come across with. And stay tuned for the next episode this Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. With that being said, I'm Donnie B, got the beats. We live on the beat. And ladies and gentlemen, oh, by the way, message from our sponsors, Imagination Elevation. Here we go. That's just what the fuck we do. Breezy Beats. Sorry for the tag, but that comes with the territory. I apologize about that. But hey, sponsors are sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Donnie B, got the beats. We live on the beat, and we out. Peace.
Donnie B, got to